Alright, what is up y'all? Double T here, back with another video. Thank you guys for checking this one out. Today, as you can see, we are going over Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and I played this on PlayStation 5. This game is also on PS4, and I believe it's on Xbox One and Xbox Series X as well. And it's a Square Enix game. Most of you guys have probably already played this game by this point. It's been out for quite a while, or maybe you're looking at this and saying, hey, should I pick this up? The answer is absolutely yes. This game it definitely surprised me. I wasn't, a lot of the like movie tie-in or show tie-in games with superheroes and that sort of thing, some of the games are not done very well. They're just kind of quickly put together, and it's just not that cohesive of a story. It's just kind of like some basic fight mechanics, and that's kind of the whole game. And it's like, yeah, it's fun, but it's maybe not worth a bunch of my time. This game is definitely not that. This game is very thorough. The story is very cohesive and well put together, way better than I thought it was going to be. Combat is... There's some basic elements to combat, but there are special moves, special abilities, things you can rank up, things like that make it a lot more in-depth than just your very basic fighting, combat, superhero type of game. To me, it is a lot more in-depth than that, and that surprised me, just because I didn't see many reviews going into playing this game. I had seen a couple of YouTubers I follow mention it, saying like, hey, this is an underrated gem. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. So I'm like, you know what? I saw it for a good price one day. I actually found it on eBay, clean copy, and decided to pick it up. And I'm like, well, it is Square Enix, and I do like a lot of their games, so let's go ahead and check it out. And I was not disappointed at all. I was actually very surprised. So I have a couple things written down here. Also, I would love to know your guys' thoughts before I get too much into this, what you guys think of the game, those of you that have played it. I'll have my thoughts here, so I'm interested to see what you guys might say in the comments comparing to what I think of it. But to me, graphically, beautiful game. There were so many cool environments in the game. I want to say worlds, but not really worlds. Just different environments. A lot of space travel and things like that. So the space, everything looked beautiful. Planets looked beautiful. All the different kinds of environments and things you can do in the game look beautiful. Really, graphically, I was impressed. I wasn't let down whatsoever. So, graphically, really good job. The next thing I will say is the combat. Combat it takes a little bit to get used to, and at first it might feel a little clunky, and at times it is a tad bit clunky, I will say. It's not the super smooth combat you might be used to with certain games. I don't know, maybe like Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. But it is, it's a little bit clunky at times, but it definitely works, and it's not like a buzzkill so much to where it's too clunky and it's unplayable. Not even near that. It's still really, really good, still really fun. So there are special ending moves you can do. There's certain moves you can do if you hit a certain button at a certain time. There's different timing mechanics. There's also different like abilities you can do and upgrade with each character in the game. So you can kind of, basically, if you don't know anything about this game, it's an RPG, right? You're playing through these levels and worlds, and you're able to, you're playing as Star-Lord, the main character of the game, but you're able to control Groot, Rocket, Gamora, and Drax. And I'm not going to go any further than that because I don't want to spoil anything for those of you who have not played it, but you're able to, kind of, your team's fighting with you, and you're able to, give them a signal to do a certain move on a certain guy, like perform a certain move, right? You're able to control them in that sense. You're not playing as them first person, but you're able to control them. And you also have to use them in certain environmental aspects to get through the story and get to like a different portion of the map or where you're trying to go, if that makes sense. If you know, but if not, give it a try and you'll understand, and I think you guys will enjoy it as well. But combat done very well. At first it does feel a little clunky. At times it is a tad bit just the way sometimes you're like trying to aim at someone and it'll auto aim onto another character when you're shooting your blasters. That's a little bit annoying, but besides that, beautifully done. The story, I mentioned this already, but it is very thorough and in-depth, way more than I thought it was going to be for a game like this, for a movie tie-in game. I was very surprised by that. This game takes, if you complete it fully, it takes about 18 to 20 hours, I think, was about the average that I saw what most people completed in. So it's not a game you hop in and beat in 4 or 5 hours. It is thorough, it's in depth, but I don't think that it overstays its welcome too much. It's not like, oh, when is this game ending type of thing. It's very enjoyable throughout, and while there is the combat and things like that, the enemies sometimes can be a little bit repetitive. Barely at all, I would say. There are games that I've played that I like a lot that are way more repetitive than this. It's not even close to a lot of games I've played, so I'm going to say that that portion of the game is done very well as well. So, comedy. Of course, if you guys have ever watched Guardians of the Galaxy, any of the movies, you guys know that comedy is a big part of it, and it is the same way in this game. The comedy is great. There's a lot of really funny dialogue, times that you'll actually chuckle and laugh out loud. Not just like, oh, this super cheesy funny. No, it's actually pretty funny in my opinion. Some of you guys might think it's cheesy, but to me, I got some good laughs out of it, I'm not going to lie. So, comedy. I love when they introduce comedy into games. Think about like Deadpool, the game, or Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's plenty of games that mention it. Here and there they might put in a little humor. This one's like the whole time. There's some pretty good dialogue and humor. So, I kind of briefly mentioned this already, but the skills upgrades. So you have different skills and like different moves you can unlock with each character. Not only Star-Lord, but all of your other companions as well, which I think was really cool. And also different weapon upgrades and unlocks for Star-Lord, which I thought was cool. There's different things you can do with your blasters. There's different abilities you can upgrade to. And there's a currency in the game that when you're exploring the map, there might be some secret passageways and things like that you can get some new currency in. Kind of, just like a loot-based type of thing. It's not a looter-shooter by any means, really. Like, if you're thinking about, like, Borderlands, it's not like that. But there is, you can find loot throughout the maps and throughout the levels, and you'll be... chapters, I should say. It goes by chapters in this game. But you're able to upgrade your certain blasters and weapons in the game, which I think is really cool. So... those were all like amazing, great things that I have to say about this game. Now, I do have a few things that I would like to mention that doesn't give this game a perfect 10 in my opinion. Everyone should play this game in my opinion. If you guys like the movies, I think you guys would really enjoy the game. But there was some glitches that I encountered throughout the game. At one point, there was a level where I was just moving to this next area, and for some reason, Groot and Gamora were like stuck on another portion of the map, and they could not follow me. So I was trying different things. I tried to go back, and they would not follow. So I basically had to restart from a checkpoint, and then I was able to play it, and they just followed me right away. So I'm not sure why they were just stuck in a certain area. And it happened a couple times throughout the game, but there's one level that I could specifically think about that I was like, what the heck's going on? And I only had to do that one time. I only had to like restart from last checkpoint, and even then, it wasn't far back at all. It's not like, oh, I gotta replay 30 minutes of this level. No, it was like a minute or 2 minutes before that. So it's like, you literally just walk a little bit further, and then boom, you're to the part you were just at. But they were able to follow me. So that's really no biggie at all. I mean, I get it. It happens. It's a very vast game, so I'm not super surprised. But there's just a couple things here and there. There's also times where you're walking up to, say, like a big object that you have to move yourself, and it'll, usually you walk up, and then a little circle will come up. I play it on PS5, so think about it. I'm playing on controller, and it'll say, hey, press triangle to move this object. You press triangle, your character moves the object. where the triangle button was not showing up, so you could press it and nothing would happen. So you just kind of have to walk away, walk forward to it again, walk away, walk forward to it again until it pops up, and then you're able to do it. So just a couple minor, very, very minor inconveniences when it comes to things like that. But again, it's nothing like groundbreaking. It's nothing like, oh, this is making this game unplayable. Not even close to that. So, with that being said, those are really the only cons I could even think of throughout the game, which is pretty dang good, considering I played through the whole thing. It took me a while because I've been a little busy lately, so when I first got this game, I didn't know it was like 18 to 20 hour game. I thought, oh, it's a movie tie-in game. It's going to be like 10 hours max, No, it's about double that. 18 hours roughly. So, really fun game though, and there is replayability if you think about it, because there's certain decisions you make throughout the game. You're constantly making decisions throughout the game, and there's certain dialogues you can take that take you different places. So if you wanted to replay it and choose some different things that you chose the first time you played through it, then you're going to have a different experience. So, really good game, really well thought out, I thought. Very thorough, way more than I thought. So I know I've been a little repetitive here, but I'm just going off the dome. I have a little bit of notes here, but not much. So let me know what you guys think of the game if you guys have played it. I'll hopefully have some gameplay to add to this video as well. So you guys will get to see a little bit about how it looks if you haven't seen that yet for some reason. I know it's been a long time since this came out, but thank you guys for checking out this video. If you did enjoy it, would love a thumbs up from you guys. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one.